Yes, sir. Mr. Karlowski, you got a haircut.
Yes, I did, for the big picture. Rick Karlowski, 419 Virginia. First of all, I'm going to want to start comment on item number 10, the facade change. My biggest problem here is how we do parking studies. If you read that parking study, one of the big line items is an assumption that anybody visiting the apartment dwellers will park on surface lots someplace outside the complex. If we're going to have that kind of assumptions in any kind of parking studies, why have a requirement to have any parking at all? I mean, it's utterly ridiculous to think that this is a successful project and you have people visiting the place. They're not going to be parking, or at least the businesses and the hotel will not be having their employees park on Farnham and Fairgrove and a few other spots where it's free. I mean, it's just ridiculous to have an assumption like that in a parking study. I don't even know why it's allowed. Yes, there are some open spots on Main Street a little farther north of Pingree that aren't being used very much. But come on, you're going to have a parking study that comes in here and basically says, well, yeah, but any guests, any overflow parking, they'll just find it on the street, which is my neighborhood. I know this is probably going to go through. It went through the Planning Commission without anybody asking any questions, but I think it's ridiculous. Second thing is on some follow-up on the Bogie project from the discussion you had after the tentative to go do the deal. First off, has the DDA been formally asked about this yet? I mean, I believe there was a comment, Mr. Johnson, that he had not been formally asked. Well, have they been? I mean, you guys are doing a formal kind of development agreement, and we still don't have the DDA on board for this project. Secondly, there was a comment made that the DDA, we have to do a general fund, even though this isn't the DDA district, and their whole purpose in life is to provide funds for these kind of developments. The DDA doesn't have any cash. That's why we got to take it out of our general fund. Well, here's a thought. How about we give the DDA a loan? We'll charge them the same thing we charge residents for sidewalks, like 96%. I mean, there's no reason that general fund money is coming out of this for this project. None at all. It's in the DDA. That's what the DDA is designed to do. That's what the DDA is funded for by taxes. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever, a single dime of general fund money that could be going to the Normandy Oaks Park. I mean, we seem to have money for everything down here, but my God, we want to put a splash park in at Normandy Oaks, and I read, well, we don't have the money for that. Well, we got $5.5 million like that apparently you guys found. We didn't have money. We had to redo the public safety millage because all of our general fund money and the stuff from the millage for public safety was going to public safety. Apparently not. Not to mention, why can't we take that $5.5 million and pull ahead the residential street project? Maybe we can get that done sooner. The third thing that was really a stick in my craw is this escrow account thing. Like, well, it's not really going to the developer. It's going into this mythical escrow account. Folks, you're taking $5.5 million, you're putting it into an account that is going to help this developer build his building. Now, the fact that you did fiduciary responsibility at all, and so you can't take the money and go down to Barbados with it, does not mean you're not supplanting or subsidizing this developer's building, period. We have no equity in the building. If this guy builds this building, completes it, and flips it, and makes a nice profit on it, we don't get jack. So this nonsense that it's an escrow account, so it's not really giving money to the developer, is absolute total nonsense. And I can't believe that you even think the citizens of Royal Oak would buy that. It's absolutely ridiculous. We need to have this thing as an open bid. Let's see what we can get. There's no reason to rush into this. The guys are going where if this project is so good, it'll stand the scrutiny of an open bid. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?